Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Nvidia report for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Long term, big picture. It was the settlement 4 weeks ago tomorrow above that 149.99 1-year channel top that indicated the 2.5-year channel top. Is that 2.5 years? Yeah, pretty well. Let's put it this way. It'll be 2 years in October. I go by the low from this October low, but you could go all the way back in time and say that this structure is in development at that time. So 176.14 has remained a 2 to 3 month target, and we just might see that within 4 weeks. We might see that by tomorrow's close with the way bullish momentum is playing out. I'll take us to this chart here. There's not much to add, but the fact that the high that was put out on Tuesday at 172.40, if we push through it today, I'm not necessarily expecting 176.14 or actually 176.24 on the daily chart. But what I will say is if we close today above 172.40, I do see this area as in reach tomorrow, Friday. Now, it is the beginning of a zone. And on the weekly chart, it is 176.14. And that zone begins within 1% of it. So 174.37 is the number this week. That represents an area that if you've been long for the last month following that buy signal recommendation above the 149.99 formation, that is an area to begin taking profits at 174.37. And even consider, if you're kind of a 2 to 3 month trader or a 3 to 5 week trader, to reverse and play the short side that you begins at 174.37 up to 176.14. And FYI, if we close above 176.14 tomorrow, Friday, by a full 1% margin, you'd add 1.76 to that number, which would take you to what, 178.90. Did I do that right in my head? 178.90 would be tomorrow's, Friday's level that, if settled above 1%, above the 176.14 formation, would indicate continued gains. And I don't even have a price target just yet. I do know what I would look for. Actually, do I have a price target? I think it is the 370s. Do we map that out here? I think we have in the past. I don't think we show it here, but yes, a full channel extension, and we'll be covering that obviously in great detail if that were to occur, to show you what the next longer term objectives and near to midterm would be. But for right now, I'll take you back to this chart, 172.40, not labeled, but that is Tuesday's high. If we close above it today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, we should push into this zone of long-term resistance that's been targeted for the last 4 weeks and able to contain buying into the fourth quarter, possibly the rest of the year. Now for the downside, we've got, I'm looking for the chart, we've got 167.89. I bumped that up to a session containment level. We've yet to close that gap from last week's high to really what yesterday's low was 168.90. 169.19, by the way, is the low of the high that was put out on Tuesday. And all these minor points are carefully chosen. They're there for aggressive day traders, and I know some of you are that, some of you aren't, and I'm not trying to push you into one category or another, but I know some of you come to the Nvidia report, the Tesla reports, as aggressive day traders, meaning you've got the screens on, you're there for a good part of the day, you're looking at 30-minute, 5-minute bar charts, and maybe trading throughout the day. And these are those price points that I think you should pay attention to, at least, that could contain, you could grab, anywhere from a point to several points on some of these. But if you're looking at just the basic, 172.40, Tuesday's high, if we close above it, the 176 handle likely tomorrow, Friday. A downside, 167.89 can contain today's lows, and above which we've gapped higher this week. Yes, Monday, Tuesday. We gapped higher on Tuesday. Monday's low was actually a down day, or Monday's activity was actually a down day. So holding above 167.89 should yield over the next 3 to 5 days the 176.24 formation. If we happen to fall apart and close today below 167.89, 163.19 is likely tomorrow. So 167.89 is kind of your 3 to 5 day pivot point to the upside. But if we close below it, I'm only expecting 163.19.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and Nvidia, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
And 163.19 is a solid, 3-week channel bottom in its own right that can contain weekly lows. And from here, we can round up. As long as we don't close below this line, we are then still in reach within a week or two of the 176 handle. It is very stair-step on the way down. If the big question is, are we going to fall back into the upper 140s again? Now, I think, let me back up a little bit and say that if we, or once we test this 176.14 channel top, and by the way, all we have to do is push within 1% of it, 174.37, and I consider that an essential test, upon which, once this is tested, the videos will begin saying, anticipating now bearish rotation over the next month or two into the upper 140s. So that is the scenario by which I would expect the upper 140s again. Or if we happen to close below this channel bottom at 157.36. So I'm going to spend a moment on this chart and just say that if, once again, we close below 167.89, 163.19, likely within 1 to 2 days, where we could bottom out through next week and turn higher again. If we close below 163.19, that is a 2 to 3, 3 to 5 day sell signal down to 157.36, which I've now bumped up to a 4-star multi-week containment level. This is, after all, a 2-month channel bottom in its own right at 157.36 that, if tested over the next week or two, can absorb selling through August. And from here, we can round up within 3 to 5 weeks into the mid 170s. And so forth and so on. If we were to close below 157.36, then we're expecting the upper 140s. And the upper 140s, we've got solid support now. 149.99 is, once again, the long-term channel top that we have on the weekly chart here. And we also have 147.45 that is coming up close behind. That is a almost 4-month channel bottom in its own right that can absorb selling, through August into September. And from here, we can round up into the mid 170s. Only if we were to close below this area, 147.45 to 149.99, over the next month or two, would I see a good high for the rest of the year. And I'm not even going to go there yet. So it is very stair-step on the way down. Once again, I will begin indicating this upper 140s as a likely 1 to 2 month target once we test our objective in the 176.14 area. Until then, on the way down, it is very stair-step. Below 167.89, expecting 163.19. Below 163.19, expecting 157.36. Below 157.36, expecting the upper 140s. Okay, so these are all good swing trades: 1 to 2 days, 2 to 3 days, 3 to 5 days, etc., etc. But there's just no way of clarifying the upper 140s as a likely target until we actually test long-term resistance in the mid 170s, which we very well may do tomorrow, Friday, if we close today above 172.40. Last thing I do want to say is this week, wickedstocks.com put out 2 stock picks, one on SoFi Technology, the other on Unity Software. That went out on Wednesday. So if you've been following SoFi or Unity Software, if you know about them, they are on deck. They're pending signals that you can look at. One of them is actually in play. I'm not even going to mention it. That you can see for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. With that, you'll also see the other stock picks that are still pending over the last couple of weeks that are right on the edge of eliciting significant signals. We do not present any stock pick unless we're confident it will produce at least a 20% return or gain on that underlying stock. You'll also get daily Triple Q and daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, and you'll have that for 5 full days. That will give you the next stock pick as well, Tuesday of next week. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Friday's Nvidia report, and you have a great day.